April basketball in Kansas City means all-star basketball. The top area boys high school basketball players in Kansas City get ready to throw down next here on Metro Sports.
Welcome to the Mabee Fieldhouse here on the campus of Avila College. Tonight, Metro Sports presenting the boys Hy-Vee All-Star Basketball Classic put on by the Greater Kansas City Basketball Coaches Association as Kansas battles Missouri. Hi everybody, Kevin White with you here on Metro Sports Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Well, the series in this 5th annual game all even at 2 games apiece. And last year, Doug, he saw a doozy, 110-109. We expect a little more of that tonight?
Oh, I definitely expect that tonight. Matt Freezy, they got a great game last night. We expect a lot of the same tonight.
And we'll see a lot of electricity from this guy, Jamar Howard from Bishop Miege.
He's an athlete. He'll do anything you want. Coach Zeke says he'll really do whatever it takes for the team to win. An ultimate competitor, averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds a game for the state champion Miege Stags.
And from Missouri, they've got a guy from a 2A school. He's from Mid-Buchanan. A lot of people don't know about this guy, but he's a star, Caleb Engelken.
Caleb Engelken will open some eyes tonight to a lot of people. 6'7". He can also struggle from the outside, is an exceptional leaper, and also a great competitor.
Starting lineups and opening tip-off next here on Metro Sports.
And the high school game of the week here on Metro Sports brought to you by Hy-Vee. Your Kansas City Metro Farmers Insurance agents, including Tom Schrader, Philip Brown, Michael R., and Steve Dabila. Contact your local farmers agent today. Remember, farmers get you back where you belong. By AMC Theaters, Culligan, Water for Life, UnderTheScope.com, Realize the Dream, and by KC Bobcat in Blue Springs, Olathe, and Grandview. Ready to go here from Avila. Your officials, Charles Banks, Rick Fields, and Paul Sedler. In the black jerseys, the Kansas All-Stars, as Edward Spencer missing. But Jamar Howard a rebound, finding his teammate Corey Schulte for the easy deuce. 2-0 Kansas.
And once again, doing whatever it takes to win the basketball game. Jamar Howard already with an offensive rebound and an assist.
Patrick Siegel from Central connects, and it's a 3-pointer.
Really like Patrick Siegel's game. Always under control, a good shooter, good defensive player, plays with a lot of heart.
Corey Schulte out to Jeff Hawkins, the deep 3. And Adam Stout had the rebound, and he's knocked out of play. It'll belong to the Missouri All-Stars. Missouri with this lineup on the floor. As we take a look at Kansas first. Hawkins, Huppy, Spencer, Schulte, and Howard. Missouri with Siegel, Oliver, Burns, Fleming, and Stout. This is Adam Stout scoring in the paint from Blue Springs South. Jamar Howard into the paint, a little scoop, no, gets his own board, finishes.
Relentless. Some college coach is going to be very happy with Jamar Howard when he signs and commits.
Right now, just orally committed to Wichita State, Mark Turgeon's program. Fleming, the handoff, and Mike Burns with a finish. Great feed by Chad Fleming from the Liberty program to Hickman Mills is Mike Burns, and a transition bucket for the ever-running. This guy ever stopped Doug? Corey Schulte.
Never does. The Energizer Bunny. Corey Schulte, but Chad Fleming. You got to respect his jump shot, so they're going to have to get up on him. He can also put the ball on the floor, as we've already seen.
Siegel from the outside. Stout an offensive rebound and putback. Adam Stout. Missouri by 3 as Kansas runs the set. E-Money into the paint. That's Edward Spencer from Shawnee Mission East. ball up by Pooh Oliver from Ray South. And a rebound to Jamar Howard. The quick hit ahead, deflected, stolen away by Oliver. And the Raytown South Cardinal inside and draws the foul. Pooh Oliver, the only four-year starter ever in the history of Raytown South and Coach Bud Lathrop's program.
Pooh Oliver really getting it done for his squad. He's more of a catalyst, a guy that really distributes the basketball, averaged 6 assists a game and almost 12 points a game for the Cardinals.
Foul on Jeff Hawkins. As you take a look at the coaching staff, Roger Sturts from Liberty and Don Bickham from Blue Springs South. And Ben Meskey from Shawnee Mission Northwest and Coach Mark Huppy from St. Thomas Aquinas for the Kansas All-Stars.
And how about the coaching job this year by Coach Ben Meskey? Really an excellent job to get his team to the state tournament and then to do as well as they did.
Third place for the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars, a program that's really kind of struggled over the years. Well, he's got things going in the right direction. Huppy's 3-0. Jamar Howard, another rebound as Kansas resets.
Quickness. Jamar Howard has a lot of the intangibles, but not teeth.
Spencer, the 3-ball is home. Edward Spencer, guy looking at mid-majors right now, ties it at 11 apiece for Shawnee Mission East. And now the steal by Spencer, and he's fouled. Patrick Siegel trying to get it back, and Kansas City Central mowed him over. And he'll hear the whistle.
Good job by Edward Spencer, really rushing Patrick Siegel that time and surprising him. Patrick Siegel had no option but to foul, or else it was a dunk.
Hawkins from the baseline. Tipped out. Jamar Howard, another rebound for the Kansas All-Stars. The reverse. Give it back to Missouri. 11-11 lockup here. Adam Stout, the handoff inside, Burns, and Spencer knocks it away. Edward Spencer showing some good defensive skills thus far in the ballgame.
Well, he can shoot the ball from the outside. Edward Spencer also, as you mentioned, Kevin, can play very good defense.
Oliver plays it in, finding Siegel.
I like this matchup of point guard. Like Jeff Hawkins and Patrick Siegel, an excellent matchup.
Out to Pooh Oliver, checked by Mark Huppy. Siegel, the 3, long. Nice offensive rebound by Chad Fleming. Ball tipped out of play. It'll stay with Missouri. Tied at 11, 16-12 to play here in your first half of play.
And how about the job this year that Chad Fleming did in leading Liberty Blue Jays to a second-place state finish?
State runners-up lost to St. Louis Vashon.
Sean ranked nationally, I believe, in the top 15 nationally.
Fleming, a good ball fake, a runner, and he got the shooter's roll. Chad Fleming from Liberty. Edward Spencer dialing long distance. Rebound flicked around. Jeff Hawkins will run it down for the Kansas squad. Foul coming up here on Adam Stout from Blue Springs South. Jeff Hawkins, of course, going to be going to KU as a walk-on player. And the third member of our broadcast team is Angie Samuelson.
Thank you very much, guys. I am here with Larry Hawley, who is head coach of the William Jewell men's team. Coach, what brings you out to this All-Star game?
Well, we are certainly interested in a number of these players, both on the Missouri-Kansas side. We came to both practices this week, and we've been watching a lot of these young men throughout the year.
What can you see from their play in an All-Star game?
Well, an All-Star game's a good time for them, and a great opportunity for them to be seen by a lot of people. In my case, we've already made decisions on who we're interested in. For other college coaches, this might be their first opportunity to see a young man, and they can make a great impression on those coaches.
Great, thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Angie. Chad Fleming fouled on the play. Will shoot free throws. Chad Fleming, of course, Doug, his brother Scott, plays at Northwest Missouri State with Rowan there, and he said this week he went up to Maryville and his brother toured him around. He said no decisions as of yet, still looking at some other schools. Wouldn't mind playing with his older brother, but still Nebraska Kearney, SMS, Rockers College, even Johnson County Community College on his list. But he said his brother took care of him while he was up in Maryville.
I'm sure he did. Chad Fleming and Scott Fleming, as you're talking about his brother, really had an excellent career also at Liberty, a good start in his college career. Matt Rowan, also an excellent player at Liberty. So they could get that nucleus back together again. Chad Fleming, a couple years younger than those guys, so and he's just as good.
Dorena finalist was Chad Fleming, averaged 19 points per game, a couple of free throws. 5-point lead as Hawkins working on Jeff Lacey. Lineup changes as Hawkins will fire the three. Money. Jeff Hawkins from Sumner Academy. Jeff Lacey on the floor now with Eric Smith, Caleb Ingleton, Travis Swinford. And now we have a foul coming up on the Kansas All-Stars here.
Got a nice duel going to the point guard spot between Hawkins and Jeff Lacey. Jeff Lacey, one of those underrated players in the Kansas City area. Before you know it, he's got 20 points and 6 assists. It's amazing to watch him play, and so fluid and very unselfish.
Kansas also making some lineup changes. Kevin Martin from Southeast with a nice inbound speed there. Puts it up and home. 4-point lead now for the Missouri All-Stars. Neil German now running the point for Kansas from Turner. And nice George German scoop and score it. Neil German from Turner cuts it down to a 2-point ball game. Ingleton from way downtown. He smokes it home from mid-Buchanan High School. Caleb Ingleton. Inside pass. This is Jamie Wilson with 2 guys all over him. And it's swatted out of play. And it'll stay with the Kansas All-Stars at the baseline. Inside, Antoine Tisby puts it up and in. Antoine Tisby from Schlegel High School.
Tisby, one of those guys, if he really gets knocking around on the inside, very athletic and very long arms.
Snapping down the rebound, Kevin Martin with a stick back. He now has 4. Kevin Martin fighting the flu all week. Really struggling in practice, but looks good tonight. From the outside, Tim Kazmarzik knocks down a 3. He's from Olathe East.
Kazmarzik also had a very good state tournament for Olathe East, leading them to a 4th place finish. There he is.
And Lacey from the outside, the 3-pointer. This guy put up big numbers this year, Doug.
He did too. When we did their game earlier, he was homecoming king or sweetheart king or whatever he was too. So a very good all-around basketball player and individual.
21 points per game, and now Tisby has his shot blocked by Martin, but there's a foul on Kevin Martin. And as you saw the players make their way to their positions in the foul line, did you see the little bump there, Doug? This guy's playing hard here. So Tisby will shoot 2. Antoine undecided, wants to study psychology next level. And hits the first free throw. Tisby, 19 and 12 on the season.
Oh, good.
1 out of 2 as Travis Swinford with the rebound there. Lacey will stop and go. Can't finish, but he'll draw the whistle and shoot free throws. Jeff Lacey, Doug, they call him the golden boy, but this guy is tough as nails. He might have a angelic-like face, but he really goes hard.
It was a good outlet this time by Swinford. And then Jeff Lacey, just a hesitation move, that's all it took. And then very strong toward the rim. He's a very underrated basketball player. Jeff Lacey gets it done offensively and defensively.
Still undetermined where he wants to go as he makes the first free throw. He's also a tennis player at North Kansas City. He said he'd like to do the 2-sport thing, play tennis and basketball. He's got William Jewell on his list, Park. And he does want to get into secondary education. 1 out of 2. Tip try, no. Tisby rips away the rebound for the Kansas All-Stars, running with a 3-on-2 here. The lead for Jamie Wilson. And the ball knocked away. It'll stay with Kansas at the baseline as they trail by 5 here. 27-22. Adam Jones from Shawnee Mission East into the lineup. Jamie Wilson out.
Jamie Wilson had a nice state tournament for the Northwest Cougars. Really relegated to playing on the inside at 6'4", but in this game we'll see him more on the outside.
Neil German. Handoff through the hands of Tisby, and Eric Smith from Lee Summit North will run it down. Up to Kevin Martin. He'll pop it from 16, short. Tisby another rebound for the Kansas All-Stars. Down by 5 here, approaching 13 minutes to play in your first half. 2 20-minute halves like college basketball as Jones with a turnaround hook, a little short. Lacey feeding the corner. Eric Smith along with this one, and Kaz Marzik chasing down the rebound and lost it out of play. It belonged to Missouri at the baseline. Kevin Martin to pitch in. Martin, the big-time scorer for the Knights of Southeast, as David Albo is now checked in for the Kansas All-Stars, checking Eric Smith. Albo from Leavenworth. Martin from downtown. Money. Kevin Martin with a 3-ball.
He's not sick tonight. Kevin Martin's doing a good job inside with the big body, using that big frame, and then is able to go outside as well. Oh my God.
Wicked crossover. And German can't finish. The hit ahead to Eric Smith. He's an aerialist. He lost it. Trying to clean it up is Martin, but Adam Jones takes it away for the Kansas All-Stars. Down by 8 here. The lead for Tisby, and the reach-in foul on Travis Swinford from Kearney. Tisby back to the foul stripe.
Well, if this game gets up-tempo the way it looks like it's getting to be, watch out for Jameel German. Very fast and quick with the basketball. Here's a guy that, as you mentioned, Kevin, an aerialist. He's done a lot of things. That time was very unwarranted, not something Kevin or Eric wanted to do, but almost a good play by Kevin Martin.
Tisby now 1 for 3 from the foul stripe. 65% foul shooter as Missouri changes their lineup. And David Albo leaves the Kansas lineup. Missouri now with Fleming, Tom Komorowski from Rockers, Mike Burns from Hickman Mills, and Josh Hedrick from Raypeck. Rebound taken by Adam Jones from Shawnee Mission East, and a reach-in foul coming up.
Good
on
fight
Missouri here. They'll give it to Fleming.
Good fight that time by the tight end, Adam Jones.
His brother Allen played in this game just a few years ago. Kansas will keep. A lot of big-name players have played in this game, Doug, in the last few years. The likes of an Earl Watson and Jimmy Hubbard, who had some great success at Johnson County Community College as an All-American. We've seen Kareem Rush, Victor Williams, but some big-time players play in this ball game.
Matt Freege had an excellent freshman year, and will have a great career at Vanderbilt.
Dorena Award winner last year. Of course, Wayne Simeon, the Dorena Award winner in Washington at the Capital City tournament, as Jamie Wilson goes down very hard there. Watch how hard he hits the floor here, Doug.
As quickly as he popped up, you wouldn't even know it.
Oh, that's right on the tailbone. Here's another one of those unsung guys I don't think a lot of people know about. I mean, here's a guy at 6'3", has to play at, the 4-5 position. Now Fleming with another reach-in foul. That's 2 quickies on Chad Fleming from Liberty. There's a lot of guys in this game, that a lot of people don't know that much about. The Caleb Engelkins of the world, and the Jamie Wilsons, Jeff Lacey's. I think Jameel German has kind of slipped under the radar a little bit. You've always liked him.
Loved him. And I like Engelken. I like all of the guys you just mentioned. Jeff Lacey, love him. These guys have great games. And it's just a matter of somebody just seeing them.
Well, a lot of time chipped away here, Doug. It's down to 6 now. And now Fleming lost the handle. Here comes Tisby. Hit ahead. Jamie Wilson going to try to track it down, and Jamie Wilson earning the floor burns tonight. All over the floor.
Well, and that's why Shawnee Mission Northwest was so good, because he was their leader, both in the scoring and the rebounding column, and he'll do things like that, sacrifice his body.
Siegel the 3, no. Nice hustle rebound by Mike Burns from Hickman Mills. Now the steal by Jameel German, taking it away from Josh Hedrick and showing off the handles. Kaz Marzik from deep. Long rebound, German gets it and resets it now. Watch out for this guy. Inside Tisby, no. Back to Tisby. Had it poked free. Ball on the deck. And Josh Hedrick from Ray-Pac apprehends it.
This is really letting these guys play. Letting the talent be decided on the floor.
Komorowski had it flicked free. It'll stay with Missouri at the baseline. They lead by 6 here. Siegel to throw in from the baseline for Missouri. And it's flicked away by Tisby. Here comes the Kansas All-Stars. Look out for Jameel German in the open. Alley-ooping for Tisby. Caught it, whirled, and scores. Antoine Tisby from Schlegel.
Well, if Antoine Tisby really puts his mind to it, he can do a lot of things that we haven't seen.
All-Metro twice, Antoine Tisby. Whip pass inside, stolen by Jameel German. Hit ahead to Kaz Marzik, going one-on-one with Hedrick. And Tim Kaz Marzik puts it up and in. Inside they go, Burns in traffic, and he puts it up and in. Mike Burns, one of the leaders for the Hickman Mills Cougars. They had a great season as well. State runners up in 3A for Coach Danny Miller there. Kaz Marzik, they set the screen for 3, short. Tisby battles for an offensive rebound and gets the shooter's roll. Antoine Tisby now with 5.
Nice soft touch by Antoine Tisby. An athletic guy, very deceptive athlete with very long arms.
Burns on the pull-up, and he drains it. Just inside the 3-point arch. Nice scoring thus far in the first half for little Mike Burns. Of course, they had another Mike Burns who was a Clarence Witherspoon-type body, big rebounder, as the 3 by Jameel German no good. But Mike Burns says, it's okay, I don't mind the little Mike Burns. Jamie Wilson going one-on-one, scoring on Fleming. Tough shot by Wilson.
Good use of his right arm to protect his left arm.
Kansas within 2 now. Tom Komorowski from Rockhurst trying to pass it out and tipped out of play. Let's go down to Angie Samuelson. She's with the president of the Greater Kansas City Basketball Coaches Association, the always dapper Sean Hare.
You bet, he is always dapper. Coach, tell me a little bit about putting on this event.
Well, it's a lot of hard work, but as you can see with the great crowd we have here tonight, it's really paid off. I think the biggest thing is selecting the teams, making sure that we're well represented from all conferences. You know, there's Sunflower League, EKL. On the Missouri side, you have all the suburban schools. And then we also like to include as many smaller schools as we can in there as well.
We've talked to several people who say that it's really nice for the players, but what does it mean for the coaches to have an all-star game like this?
Oh, it's fantastic for the coaches. You know, for the kids, it's tremendous. There's no doubt. But for the coaches, it's great. It's basketball in April, so that's fantastic.
Terrific. Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
And we seesaw back and forth. Missouri still leading 36-34 as Hawkins had his pocket pick by Patrick Siegel, and then he double dribble with it. 8:50 to go in your first half. Close one, Missouri by 2. Back with more here on Metro Sports. (36-34). Kevin White, Doug Elston, and Angie Samuelson on your Hy-Vee High School.
Oh!
Wake bringing down the house.
Where did he come from?
It's a bird. It's a play. No, it's Jamar Howard from Bishop Miege, and we're locked up at 36. I told you he was electrifying. Fleming, the great ball fake. Jumper short. Jamar Howard rips away the rebound. Kansas can take the lead here. Hawkins in the open floor. The lead is poked out, and it will stay with the Kansas All-Stars. But Jamar Howard,
words cannot describe where he took off from. Oh my gosh.
yet another jaw-dropping play from Jamar Howard.
He tried to take the rim with him on the way down, too. But the great thing about Jamar Howard's game is that is not all he can do. He can do a lot of other things. He rebounds, he plays defense, and he gets everybody involved.
Hawkins from 25 feet Who Oliver has it out there with Kevin Martin, Eric Smith, Adam Stout, Travis Swinford. Bounce feed inside. Eric Smith whirling and scoring. The Lee Summit North Bronco in the scorebook now and gives the lead back to Missouri at 2. 38-36. Schulte playing to his teammate Jamar Howard against Eric Smith. He's strong too, Doug. He is strong. He looks skinny, he looks wiry, but he is one of the strongest guys at Bishop Miege High School.
I'm telling you what, there's a reason why he posts everybody up and gets away with it. He absorbs a lot of contact, not a lot of fouls called, but he gets away with everything and scores.
Kansas has it back. This is Mark Huppy with a nice crossover. Kevin Martin a rebound for the Missouri squad. 7:20 to go in your first half. Here goes Pooh Oliver down the court. The lead for Kevin Martin. Scoops it up. Tap tried by Smith, and a whistle and a foul coming up on the Missouri squad. Well, he's a Dorena finalist, orally committed to Wichita State. Jamar Howard in action here in 2000-2001. Already 8 and 7 for Jamar Howard. As free throws, as David Glenn from Shawnee Mission South, third all-time leading scorer for the Raiders. Can't hit the front end of the one-on-one. Schulte battling, but can't get the rebound. And coming away with it, Kenneth Pooh Oliver from Way South.
Well, it's amazing, Jamar Howard. He's had a difficult.
Look out! Alley-oop City. Oliver to Eric Smith. You'll see him in the dunk contest. That should be quite a showdown between he and Jamar Howard. Schulte to the baseline. David Glenn had it swatted away. Fighting hard for the rebound. Pooh Oliver gets it. This guy's only 5'10", Doug, and gets a lot of rebounds for a little scrappy guy and a point guard. And then he throws it away and almost decapitated one of our cameramen at the baseline. And had some mustard on that one.
Oh, Pooh Oliver's got a big body and he's very strong.
Coming up at halftime, our Hy-Vee at the half. Stats, highlights, and the dunk contest. You don't want to miss it. Edward Spencer, the long distance three. And the rebound, Eric Smith from Lee Summit North.
And what I was saying about Jamar Howard, he's had a difficult childhood growing up, but it's amazing to see Jamar Howard play with the intensity he does and always has a smile on his face.
Buckle up.
He's a rim wrecker.
And a timeout taken by Missouri in a 40-40 tie, 6:06 to play here in your first half of the 5th annual Boys Hy-Vee All-Star Classic.
Jamar Howard, good defense from behind, then just takes off one more time, trying to take the rim with him again.
Let's go to Angie, as Angie has Rick Zeke, and this guy, I think Rick Zeke's seen a few of these, hasn't he, over the years? Jamar Howard dunking the ball.
I think he sure has. Coach Zeke, tell me about Jamar Howard's slam dunk.
Well, he can get up. He knows how to put it through a hole when he gets up there. He likes doing it. I think that just shows he has a lot of fun, and he wants him to throw it, and I think he'll put it through the hole. He's getting ready for halftime slam dunk, I know that. But this is just get him loose.
How much fun is it for you to be on the sidelines and actually watch this game without having to try to coach it?
Oh, a lot of fun. You can sit down and relax and talk to the other coaches, and it's enjoyable. You don't have to yell at officials or anything.
Very good. Thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Plus, he's got a 5A state championship crown in his back pocket. That's always nice to be walking around with. 22-3 with the Stags. And Swinford tied up by Edward Spencer, Doug, who's continued to play some good defense for the Kansas All-Stars.
Well, he's got long arms. He's able to get out and move his feet very well laterally, and he's got desire to play defense.
Adam Stout in the corner to Eric Smith. Offensive charge on the Lee Summit North Bronco.
The usual suspect, Jamar Howard. He's got a smile down there. Look at him. Talking, smiling, carrying on.
Jamar, the all-time leading scorer in Miege history, passing Terry English's mark that stood for 20-plus years. Corey Schulte, the step-back three. Kevin Martin had the rebound, but just spiked it into the floor. Huppy for three, no. Jamar Howard, the rebound, whips it inside. Spencer No looking to Huppy, and great look by Spencer, finding the St. Thomas Aquinas Saint, Mark Huppy.
Good cut by Huppy, excellent look by Spencer.
Swinford going with the up and under there. Missouri keeps it alive. Now Stout has it taken away by Edward Spencer, going hard to the cup. Down, and he's fouled. Edward Spencer, both ends of the floor, doing it for the Kansas All-Stars out of Shawnee Mission East.
Officials really letting him play. Edward Spencer once again keeping his hands active, getting the steal, going strong, and using that opposite hand as well as his body to shield Eric Smith, who is an excellent leaper from the basketball.
E-Money, they call him, or Eddie Money. I said, what, Eddie Money? That's a guy from my time, rock and roll guy. He's like, nah, you can just call me Eddie Money or E-Money. I said, all right, whatever. And Eddie Money, that just doesn't seem right with him. But he is a money player. Can't complete the three-point play. Give it back to the Missouri All-Stars. Under 5 to play before halftime. Kansas by 2 here as they've rallied back. Swinford trying to free himself for a shot. Finding Adam Stout, Blue Springs Examiner Player of the Year, and Kevin Martin out of nowhere. Put a hand up there and knocked it in.
How does he get, I mean, uses that big body very well.
He's got 9 in the ball game. Hawkins with it in the corner, the crossover. Holy smokes, the reverse doesn't go though. Alley-oop to Edward Spencer, and it's unsuccessful. Here comes Eric Smith in the open floor, finding Stout. Back to Eric Smith. Good ball movement that time by Missouri's All-Stars. Missouri back in a flat tie with that bucket, 44 all. Approaching 4 to play before halftime. Don't forget the dunk contest coming up on our Hy-Vee halftime show. Hawkins to the bucket, finishes. Jeff Hawkins from Sumner.
Good quickness by Hawkins.
Inside, Eric Smith had it poked free. Good defense by Antoine Tisby. The big guy showing the handles here. Antoine taken to the bucket. Oh my.
He's trying to showcase tonight.
Eric Smith the other way, hammered and fouled by Adam Jones. Well, Antoine Tisby's 6'9", Doug, and he's showing off all his skills here.
Well, Antoine Tisby, we know he can play. It's just a matter of, is he coming to play tonight? And tonight is a night that Antoine Tisby wants to showcase his skill.
Free throws now for Eric Smith for the Missouri All-Stars.
A very well-coached player in Antoine Tisby by Coach Chuck Miner, who was a very fundamental basketball coach.
New faces, Mike Burns and Caleb Ingleton and Josh Hedrick for the Missouri squad. Antoine Tisby leaves the lineup. David Albo back in. So Jamie Wilson is checked back in. Eric Smith, whose brother Vincent played at UMKC, missing both, and Hawkins has the rebound for the Kansas All-Stars, leading by 4 here. Ball knocked out. It will stay with Kansas at the baseline. Tom Komorowski from Rutgers checks on the floor. Eric Smith to get some water and a little breather here. Neil German back in into the paint. The lead for David Albo from Leavenworth. Komorowski fighting hard. And the rebound tracked in the corner by Jeff Lacey from North Kansas City. Up the court to Ingleton. Komorowski, the left hand shot is down. Tom Komorowski.
Good manufactured shot by Komorowski that time to his weak hand.
Albo at the wing, working on Mike Burns. Kick out to Hawkins, checked by Lacey. Side Jamie Wilson, the turnaround, blocked away. And it will stay with Kansas at the baseline. Jeff Hawkins has left the lineup now. Tim Kazmarzik back on the floor for Kansas. They lead by 2 here, under 3 to play before halftime as Jameel German works the point on Lacey. That crossover will just ruin your shoes and give you ankle problems chronically.
But he's got to connect on that jump shot.
Lacey, a 3 off the mark, and David Albo a rebound. Albo, the whip pass inside, deflected out. And they say a turnover by the Kansas All-Stars. Albo, one of 2 Leavenworth players. Nicholas Sanders on the team but cannot play. He tore his ACL late in the season, so he told me he's going to make his coaching debut tonight. Neil German continues to work the point, a guy that wants to be the next Ronald Curry, 2-sport guy to play football and basketball. Jones stripped inside. Good defense by Jeff Lacey. Baseballs it ahead. Ingleton knocked off balance, saved it in play. The ball still loose. Chased down by JJ, Jameel German. Now another steal. Lacey everywhere. And to Ingleton. And he puts it down with authority. Caleb Ingleton from Mid-Buchanan High School. Just a little bit south of St. Joe. It's a 2A school. Tied at 48. Here's steal by Ingleton, and actually he did knock the ball off Tim Kazmarzik, and it'll belong to the Missouri All-Stars.
Getting going right now, Ingleton, making things look really easy. Jeff Lacey, good job looking up the floor. Ingleton, 6'7", able to get up in the air. 21 points and 12 rebounds a game.
3 off the mark for little Mike Burns. And a rebounding foul coming up on the Missouri All-Stars. Tied at 48. Just over a minute to go before halftime. Coming up at halftime, don't forget it's the dunk contest. Mar Howard will compete. Eric Smith. It's going to be fun. Jeff Hawkins from Sumner.
We haven't had a whole lot of points since about 12 minutes ago. I believe it was 34 all, 8 minutes into the game.
Jamie Wilson from Shawnee Mission Northwest to shoot free throws here. Undecided on where he wants to go. The Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Metro Sports. We'd like to thank Instant Images. Your business is our business. Instant Images. Jeff Lacey, the open 3, back irons it. Jamie Wilson a rebound. Here comes Kansas on the run. Hit ahead to Tisby. Look out below. Ingleton finding Lacey, the deep 3. And Tisby the rebound. Kansas continues to run, leading here. We approach halftime. Wilson the ball fake. That's what he does best, Doug. He's a really good player as far as using his ball fakes. And, you know, the guy's only 6'3". He's playing 4'5" in the Sunflower League.
He's very under control, does a good job of gathering himself before making the next move.
Winding down the first half here. Kansas leading by 5 here as Jameel German will bring it across. One of the nicest guys you'll meet. Well-rounded in forensics and athletics. And Jameel now draws the whistle. And he'll shoot free throws. Averaged nearly 19 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists for the Turner Golden Bears.
On the release, go in. One.
2 seconds to go before halftime. German trying to extend the Kansas lead. Can't as he misses a pair, and that's it for the first half. Been pretty tight thus far, but Kansas with a late run takes a 53-48 lead into the locker rooms as Coming up here on your Ivy High School Game of the Week, we'll have your Ivy halftime show, and this should be something else. We'll do the usual halftime rundown with the stats and highlights, and Doug's very interesting thoughts about the first half, and then we'll have the dunk contest. 53-48. You're watching the Ivy High School Game of the Week right here on Metro Sports. Kansas by 5 in the Ivy Boys All-Star Classic. Down to the floor, Angie Samuelson with St. Thomas Aquinas coach Mark Huppy.
Thank you very much, guys. Coach, tell me your thoughts on the first half of this game.
Well, it's been a little bit ragged, but I think after the first 5 or 6 minutes, our energy level's been good. And we talked about playing with a lot of energy and enthusiasm and really trying to play harder in them, and we've done a pretty good job recently.
What can we expect to see in the second half, do you think?
Hopefully, we'll rebound the ball a little bit better and defend. I'm in charge of our offense, and we got 53, and Coach Minsky's really letting us down, letting them get 48. But we'll guard people a little bit better and have a good time.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Angie. 53-48, Kansas leading over Missouri. More of the Ivy halftime after this. Kevin White, Doug Elston, and Angie Samuelson back here at the Avila College. And we're into the finals of the dunk contest. Eric Smith from Lee Summit North taking on Jamar Howard from Bishop Miege. Eric Smith, 2 dunks. Here's number 1. As an assist from P.J. Siegel here. His teammate.
I'm doing this right. Siegel's going to throw the ball off the glass, and Smith's going to jump over him. Nice, making it look very easy. Something that's extremely difficult, taking off from the dotted line, almost jumping over somebody. Making it look extremely easy. Jamar putting on a show early on.
I say with this guy, hide the women and children, but the kids are out there helping him out here. Jeff Hawkins arranging them for Jamar here.
We're about to see a pair of Nikes come flying by their eyes. Well, that's the cord.
Jamar Howard going to start it from in back court here. One dunk for Jamar Howard, so Eric Smith the leader after the first round. Thanks to kids. Breathe a deep sigh of relief. And give a nice round of applause. I think they were willing volunteers.
Absolutely. Jamar earlier took off from at least the 3rd hash mark and close to the 4th.
Eric thinks he has it under control and goes with a very conservative dunk there.
Harbert's giving him 7. Chad Harbert's the Metro Sports host with the 7. Eric Smith up there with his elbow over the rim, trying to get it through there.
The Vince Carter style.
Yeah. Can't get as high as Vince.
Now Jamar Howard.
The official coming over and said, don't pull the rim down, Jamar, too hard.
All right. Steve Cassidy, the guy in charge of this. So Jamar's going to need something pretty spectacular here to take this away from Eric Smith.
He's got Ed Spencer and Jeff Hawkins coming up with some kind of concoction, and Jamar said, you can't do that.
Actually, Corey Schulte is his dunk advisor. Uh-oh.
He may be parallel to the ground on this one.
Count as a dunk. So Eric Smith from Lee Summit North is your dunk champion for 2001 here in the boys Hy-Vee All-Star Classic. It looks like here. Are they going to go one more round here? All right, well, give us one more round. Right now, the Bronco in charge. Eric Smith. Take for Kevin Harrison. We saw him with a putback dunk against Liberty, Doug. It was amazing. Oh, wow. And from Chad Harberts from Metro Sports High School Roundup, one of our judges.
Eric Smith is 6'5", bending down about 5'8". Jamar's going to jump over him. Oh, my goodness.
That was impressive. That was definitely impressive.
Amazing. Amazing.
He's something else. Jamar Howard and Eric Smith put on quite a display in our dunk contest. More of the Hy-Vee halftime report coming your way next here on Metro Sports. Second half just moments away. Let's check in with Angie downstairs.
Thank you very much. I have the Missouri head coach Don Bickham with me. Coach, tell me what the strategy is for the second half, only down by 5 points.
Hopefully score 6 more points than they do. Yeah, I mean, you got two teams, I think they're really getting after each other. They're banging the boards, they're dunking a few, they're using their crossover dribbles. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, you know, I'm looking forward to the second half. I think we're kind of setting them up a little bit to make a run here about the last 5 minutes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Angie. Getting ready to go with the second half. We've been joined up in our booth by Chad Harberts, who's the head guy with the high school roundup and also a dunk judge.
I know you guys weren't disrespecting my judging ability, were you up here?
Well, 17.
Hey, that was a
it's on a 10 scale.
That was well, I had to give him a 7 for the first one. It was really like a 3, so I was just trying to make up for it, you know? I know you guys weren't up here disrespecting me, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, we're on your side.
Yeah, I'll bet. Hey, Eric Smith out of Lee Summit North throwing some down.
He's impressive.
The prelims were where it's at.
Yes,
Jamar taking off from way out there, doing a nice 360.
Caleb Ingleton bringing a little bit from mid-Buchanan, 360 and some stuff.
Caleb, 6'7", very athletic.
Elston, were you ever in the dunk contest?
No. I'll answer that one very quickly. Off the trampoline, wrestling mat, whatever the case, maybe the wall. I had this one dunk. I could go off the wall and then back underneath the backboard and dunk it. It was amazing.
20 minutes on the board, and we're ready with the second half. Kansas will run the first set. Huppy, Spencer, Schulte, Howard, and Hawkins. The 5 on the floor as they lead by 5. The dump down to Howard, kick out to Huppy. He's a dangerous 3-point shooter.
Good matchup inside with Kevin Martin and Jamar Howard.
Floating and scoring, Jeff Hawkins from Sumner Academy. Pass inside. Engelken Stout, and he puts it up and in. Adam Stout, Chad, you know, this guy played at Blue Springs South, but well, he had a tremendous season. I don't think a lot of people knew about him before the season. He was a decent player, but he was the Blue Springs Examiner Player of the Year.
Well, you know, they lost 7 seniors off Gil Hanlon's last squad there last year. Don Bickham came over from Grandview, and they got off to a slow start, but boy, the second half of the season, they were outstanding, and Adam Stout was a huge reason why. He really was a great scorer, first team All-Metro Sports selection as well.
You guys got that show well done, and Player of the Year went to Wayne Simeon as the hit ahead now to Mark Huppy. And of course, the girls' Player of the Year was Lauren Winsky from St. Thomas Aquinas. I envy you, because that is a tough job to pick the 10 best players, first and second team, and then have your honorable mention. Somebody's going to get left out. Somebody's feelings going to be hurt. As Jamar Howard,
Siegel from the outside.
The defense going to have to get a little closer to P.J. Siegel, because he can shoot deep. Central High School.
Well, you're right, Kevin. It's not an easy process, but you know, we've got 5 voters who watch about 30 games a week, and I think we get a pretty good indication of who the best basketball players are. And it was tough again this year, though. But Lauren Winsky, just a sophomore, is the Player of the Year. I mean, she had a fabulous season. You guys got to see her basically carry that Aquinas team in the second half of the semifinals and the finals down in Emporia.
Well, how about Carolyn McCullough over there, too, as a freshman?
Fleming, yeah, they're going to be all right next year. Girls basketball next year in the city is going to be even better than it was this year. The entire starting lineup's back for Scion, the defending Missouri 3A champs. Aquinas only loses a couple of seniors. I mean, there's going to be some great teams again next year.
And just some good overall players. I mean, the Carolyn McCulloughs, the Marshall Campbells, the players like Marilyn Zwarich. I mean, the kettle is full as far as girls basketball talent in Kansas City.
I saw Erica Grimaldi in the stands for the girls' game, and she's just a senior leading that Scion team back to state next year.
And Fleming can't finish. 2-point lead now for the Kansas All-Stars. Hawkins with a wicked ball fake and scores. 11 now for Jeff Hawkins.
Finishes.
Now the ball flicked away, but a reach-in foul coming up on Jeff Hawkins, who's got the great handles here.
Hawkins with a nice little flip move up in front of him. Oh, Siegel. And then he finishes. Most impressively, if you do that, you've got to finish the ball and score.
What's upcoming for the high school roundup as far as this week, as far as the spring sports season in full swing now?
Well, you know, spring sports getting underway actually a couple of weeks ago. We're just catching up ourselves, but we've got a lot of nice stories to watch. You got Bill McDonald in his final season as the Shawnee Mission South baseball coach. You have Olathe North and Olathe East softball and soccer teams off to a great start. Shawnee Mission South soccer teams off to a great start. And some pretty good squads on the Missouri side as well. Plus the KU Relays are coming up in a couple weeks. We'll be there for those as well. So there's a lot of spring sports action. I hope the weather stays like it was today. Maybe the wind could die down, but if we have every day for the next 6 weeks like today, it'll be just about perfect.
Yeah, the golf ball travels a little bit better without that wind in your face.
Yes, it does.
For those of us that got to play golf, Doug. Who Oliver the lead for Kevin Martin. Nice finger roll.
Kevin doesn't like it because his binder full of papers of notes for this game get blown around. He doesn't like that.
Yes. Good pass. Hawkins finding Spencer.
Hawkins is a showman.
A walk-on at KU. He said he would earn a scholarship his sophomore year at Kansas.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets one on November 1st, the day they start practice.
Siegel's three not there, and Spencer the rebound. Spencer looking at some mid-major schools, having a nice game tonight, and draws the foul. Let's take a look at Hawkins' passing skills, Doug. We know he's a big-time scorer, but watch the pass here.
Well, you can't miss. It's wide open as this was, but Jeff Hawkins got a little bit of mustard right behind it. Edward Spencer wide open coming off that screen.
You guys are talking about where some of these guys are going. There's a lot of college coaches here this evening watching. I see Mike Jeffers down there, the defending now Division II JUCO national champions. He wants a couple guys out of this game for his squad for next year.
Who is he looking at, Chad?
Well, you know, Jamar Howard's still undecided. He might end up JUCO. He might end up at Wichita State. He's a possibility. I think that Chad Fleming's the type of guy he might be looking at. I know David Glenn at Shawnee Mission South, like another guy that he's looking at. He needs some help inside for next year. You know, he loses some pretty good players of those defending national champs, and I think he can fill this roster with a few more local guys.
Remember, Jimmy Hubbard played in this game not too many years ago. Now he's an All-American with the Cavaliers. So,
well, and Jimmy Hubbard and David Glenn, I was actually talking to David last night, is not unlike Jimmy Hubbard in the fact that Jimmy wasn't very highly recruited coming out of Belton. He walked on at CMSU, left after a year, went to JUCO for 2 years, and now he's going to Cincinnati. David Glenn could be that type of guy. He's a guy who had to play inside for the Raiders. We don't have a lot of height, but he's really more of a 4, and he can shoot the ball. And if he could get out on the perimeter a little bit more, I think he could showcase his skills. And at the next level, he will. And maybe after 2 years of JUCO, he could end up at a mid-major or somewhere.
Patrick Siegel fouled in the play. Will shoot 2. This guy's going the JUCO route. Another one of those guys that probably one of the unsung guys a lot of people don't really know about, but this guy can really play, and he can dunk a basketball. He's only 5'9". He can throw it down.
Well, the IL was fantastic this year with Siegel and Kevin Martin and Quentin Day and Darnell Hale, and there's just a whole litany. It was like the IL of old. And Doug, I know you playing basketball in the city, you remember how tough the IL used to be. It really came back this season.
No question. Lincoln Prep was very good with Crompton, obviously Anthony Peeler, Paseo. Amazing basketball, and you're right. They've got those marquee players again.
IL guy Kevin Martin with the swat there. And the IL, I think, Chad, will continue to be pretty strong as Stout can't finish with the dunk. But the IL's got some very young talent. It's looking very good right now.
Quentin Day's just a sophomore. He was first team all Metro Sports. Michael Jefferson at Westport's just a sophomore. And there's some other good up-and-coming players at a few of those schools that didn't play a lot this year as freshmen. They're going to step in as sophomores next year. I think you'll see Central have a few of those kind of guys.
Here comes Hawkins to the hoop, the scoop. Adam Stout a rebound. Well, Chad, I know you're busy doing the high school roundup and among other things, but I appreciate you stopping up and talking with us here.
Well, guys, thanks for having me up here. Appreciate you guys doing a good job as always. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Chad.
Travis Swinford drawing the foul, and he'll shoot some free throws here. As David Glenn got a piece of his arm. Travis Swinford from Kearney, a major league three-point shooter, over 200 career threes. Did Travis Swinford. Had 83s this season. The free throw short. Tim Kazmarzik in with the rebound, then tied up by Siegel, and we go to Missouri at the baseline. They're down by 3 here, just under 16 to play in your ball game here from Avila College. Kevin White, Doug Elston, and Angie Samuelson on the high school game of the week here on Metro Sports. Swinford from way downtown, and comes up way short. Kansas basketball. Go down to Angie now. She's got a special guest.
Thank you very much. I am here with Wyandotte head coach Steve Lilly. And last night at the banquet, he accepted a special award for DeAndre Boykin, who was killed in a car accident in December. Tell me, he is an honorary member of the Kansas team. What does that mean to his family and to the Wyandotte basketball family?
Well, I can tell you what it means to the Wyandotte basketball family. Number one, we appreciate, the coaches still selecting him. I think that it shows the kind of respect that people had for him, not only as a basketball player, but as a person. His family, I know that, not only is it difficult for the basketball program still, it's extremely difficult for his family. And I know that, any type of recognition that he receives, although it's difficult to, to kind of be reminded of it sometimes, I think that it helps to know that he's still remembered and appreciated.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Angie. Very tough season for the Bulldogs in losing their star and just a fine human being, DeAndre Boykin, in that car wreck back in December. And they persevered on and ended up having a pretty good year. And Steve Lilly doing a good job there. And number 34 will always be missed there at Wyandotte.
It was obviously a very difficult year going with the start that they had, 0-8, 9, somewhere in there. But they really bounced back. Steve Lilly did a good job of rallying the young troops, and they got a lot to look forward to next year at Wyandotte.
Kansas squad has run out now to their big lead of 10 at 74-64 here. Kansas to throw in from the baseline here as you take a look at the Kansas All-Stars on the bench enjoying a light moment. Jamar Howard, as usual, smiling away. Now going to sign an autograph for a young lady. Well, they had to correct the scoreboard. I thought that 10-point lead jumped up pretty quick.
Look at Tisby.
Tisby having a big game with 13, gets the offensive board. And boy, he can play big time, Doug, at times here.
Well, he can too. If he wants to play, it's just like this right here. Snap. When Antoine Tisby snaps that ball out of the air, he's got very long arms. When that desire is there, Antoine Tisby's as good as there is.
Can't hit on the inside. Offensive rebound taken by Jones. Hits the side of the backboard. Tisby up and in. He's got 15 to lead all scorers. Antoine Tisby from Schlegel High School. Lead at 8. Josh Hedrick, no. Tip try by little Mike Burns. Here comes Kansas running the other way. The lead for David Albo. Hangs. Blocked away by Eric Smith. And now the steal by Komorowski. Get it ahead. Hedrick going to try to run it down. Forget about it. Kansas basketball. They lead by 8 points here. 14:05 left. Quick pass inside to the posted Tisby. Turn around. Not there. A weak side board. Grabbed by Hedrick. Hit ahead to Eric Smith. Nearly pickpocketed by Jameel German, but it'll stay with the Missouri All-Stars. As lineup being changed. Caleb Engelken back in now for the Missouri squad. Eric Smith to sit down. Adam Jones left the Kansas lineup. Jamie Wilson back in. Lacey looked like that was partially tipped. Jamie Wilson the rebound for Shawnee Mission Northwest. Hit it ahead. Albo puts it up and in. David Albo from Leavenworth. His first field goal of the ball game. Ten-point lead here, 77-67, favoring Kansas. Really looking to get going here. Jeff Lacey working on Jameel German. Hedrick the three. Komorowski runs down the rebound in the corner as they reset. And German got his hands on that one, but Hedrick able to keep it alive for Missouri. Engelken, the three ball. A little short. Jameel German in the open floor. He's dangerous. Oh, whirling on Lacey. Crossover. And he can't finish. Albo in the traffic. And we got a foul coming up on the Missouri All-Stars.
Look at this array of moves Jameel German puts on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got to finish, but when you're getting smacked on the head, it's very difficult.
David Albo to shoot free throws. Played on the 2000 Leavenworth 6A state championship team last year. This is a pair, and Engelken a rebound for the Missouri squad, who's really gotten cold the last few minutes. And Komorowski had it blocked away by Tisby. Missouri able to get a garbage bucket in. Engelken able to put it back up and in. Albo had it blocked by Engelken, but they say he got some body. Albo to shoot free throws once again. Albo's brother plays college basketball at McAllister College. That's in St. Paul, Minnesota. So coaches a select team up there in Minnesota. David's still weighing his options as far as schools. Only 1 for 3 from the foul stripe. In the second half is David Albo. Big lead of 11 now. Or make it a 9-point lead. Kansas nonetheless leading here, 12.5 to go here in your second half.
And look at how much ground Jameel German makes up. He's so quick and fast.
Now a turnover by the Missouri All-Stars.
Credit him with that turnover too. Just about getting the lanes and the passer saw it.
Inside they go to Tisby, the turnaround. Money, Antoine Tisby is 17. Now a reach-in foul coming up on Jameel German, who has decided to go with a different number. Now wearing 30 in the second half, was wearing 3 in the first half. Maybe got blood on the other jersey, I don't know. Okay, we're told he started with the number 30 and the roster listed him as 3. We know who you are, Jameel. One of the really cordial young men you'll meet. As Lacey fires at 3, front lips it. Hedrick gets the long rebound, and Missouri keeps it alive.
A lot of shots coming from the outside right now from Missouri. Hopefully they don't get relegated to that and leave the big man out.
Engelken from the outside with a big smile and a deuce. And he's trimmed it down to 9, Doug.
And a lot of times in an all-star game, it's really a guard-oriented game. Whoever really has the basketball first, it's going up.
Ball on the deck. It'll stay with the Kansas All-Stars as Hawkins is trying some fancy schmancy moves there, and Hedrick got his hand in there and dislodged it. Uppy on the floor to throw it in, along with Howard, Glenn, Hawkins, and Edward Spencer. Alley-oop, Jamar, forget about it.
Set play, good screen by Huppy that time.
$12 points now for Jamar Howard. Double figures lead now for Kansas as Engelken spots up for a 3. The long rebound bounds to Jeff Lacey. Good pass out to an open Tom Komorowski. And Jeff Hawkins snags the rebound. Hit ahead to Edward Spencer, who puts it up and in. Edward Spencer from Shawnee Mission East. 7 for the Lancer. Inside, Engelken posting on Jamar Howard. Quick turnaround, he banks it in.
A move in the midair.
Hawkins with a deep 3. Swish. Jeff Hawkins from Sumner. Hawkins now with 14 in the ball game. Hedrick spots it up for a 3. Spencer right there in the paint for the rebound, racing it up.
Oh, good.
The no-look lead. Glenn trying to save it at the baseline. And it'll be the Missouri squad's ball as we take a look at some alley-oop run to a perfection here.
Oh, set play, good screen this time by Huppy. Really searching out the man. Very easy for Jamar Howard to go up and get that ball. Exceptional athlete, but can do more than that. It's just this game is really showcasing that up-tempo, open court style.
Inside, Fleming, the kick out, Swinford from Kearney, the 3 rattles home. His first 3 of the ball game, 81st of the season for the senior from Kearney High School, Travis Swinford. Spencer trying to answer, and does with a 3. Edward Spencer. Lead ups to 14. Fleming fires home a 3 from the corner.
Whoa. Excellent shooters on the floor in this sequence.
We're going inside early, and now it's just become a 3-point shooters contest as Huppy will try his turn, and he parries. Huppy now has hit a 3 in 65 straight ball games he's played in. All-time scorer in St. Thomas Aquinas history is Jamar Howard with the rebound, stripped by P.J. Siegel. Jamar trying to get that ball back. Now Hawkins does. Numbers for Kansas here. Flip back to Spencer, back into the paint to Jamar, and we'll stay with Kansas as Jamar had it flicked away.
Jamar wanted it off the glass. Good move, very gutsy move that time by Jeff Hawkins. Had Jamar open, but a good pass that Prue Oliver guessed correctly.
Kansas able to score on the inbounds play. Inside, Patrick Siegel puts it up and in.
Good cut by Siegel, good pass by Fleming.
Pull up by Jeff Hawkins. Komorowski the rebound and outlet. Here's Pooh Oliver from Raytown South. The lead for Swinford for the three. Corey Schulte takes the rebound off the deck. Splits back the other way. All-state soccer and basketball player at Bishop Miege. Has won 3 state titles, 2 in soccer, 1 in basketball. And the three is home for Corey Schulte. They're looking at colleges, possibly Rockhurst College, and a guy that wants to play 2 sports, soccer and basketball.
Well, he could get it done at Rockhurst College, an excellent soccer program.
Still hasn't decided. There's a school in California that he is looking at. What a competitor he is. The trainer, when he busted up his chin in a ball game, and he's bleeding all over the place. They can't get the bleeding stopped on him. He wants to go back in the ball game. The trainer says, you can't go back in. He said, this is the EKL title game. I got to go back in and help my team. And he was telling me that story. He took a little shot in practice this week and got a little cut under his eye. But Corey Schulte's a gamer as Fleming goes to the free throw stripe. Check in now with Angie. Have you grabbed an instrument over there?
You bet. I'm playing, you know, I played saxophone in high school, and I found Marshall Campbell of Schlegel. She also plays saxophone, although she plays alto. I played tenor. Tonight, she's playing the cymbals. Marshall, tell me a little bit about why you're in the band as well as basketball.
I'm in a band just to have fun. You know, it's a fun activity to do while I'm in school. Since I'm playing basketball, I'm just trying to do something extra. And, you know, Mr. May, he's just a great person to be around. Our band director, he's just a great guy, and I'm just very proud to be in the band.
Great season for you this year. What do you have planned for next year for us?
Next year, I'm just trying to be better. I'm trying to get better every year. You know, it's my last year, so I'm going to try to make it special and get prepared for my senior year. You know, I might cry, leave Sligo, because I love Sligo. But I'm just, you know, next year is just all about fun. So.
Thank you, Marshall Campbell. Guys, back to you.
I think the fans will be crying not to watch her game. An explosive player, a Dorena finalist. Her brother, Malcolm, wasn't too bad. Now at Alabama State, played in the NCAA tournament, took a first-round loss to a Final Four team in Michigan State. But that young lady can hoop it up, Doug.
Oh, she can too. She's got a nice backcourt mate there as well.
Amber Cobbins there with the Schlegel Stallions. Another team to watch. Fleming, top of the key. Rebound garnered by Jamil German. Whip pass, no one home. Timeout on the floor, 98-84, 7:07 to play. Back with more action after this. Kevin White, Doug Elston, and Angie Samuelson. And there's Blair Waltz. What a game she had as the Kansas All-Stars got the W in the girls' version of the Hy-Vee All-Star Classic. And taking it inside and drawing the whistle, Jamie Wilson from Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Jamie Wilson doing a good job going strong to the basket. Tisby trying to really box him out, and Swinford coming from the side on the nugget.
Wilson having a tough night from the foul stripe. We'll have another one coming here. Kansas maintains possession at the baseline, leading by 14, under 7 to play in your ball game. Kansas girls winning earlier tonight, trying to go for the sweep here. Tisby,
oh my,
going from the outside, and Fleming up big and strong with the rebound for the Missouri squad.
I think Coach Miner might have considered yanking him after that shot.
Patrick Siegel from the outside, a nice rebound by Tisby. He's bringing it up a lot tonight and taking it and scoring, and he's fouled. Antoine Tisby with 19, going for 20 on an old-fashioned three-point play.
Looked very comfortable doing it, too. Of course, nobody was around him for a long time, but Antoine looks very comfortable. Eyes up a little bit, looking at Patrick Siegel. Patrick needs to challenge that right there. Good job by Antoine Tisby.
Can't complete the three-point play as Adam Stout grabs home the rebound. 100-point mark has been reached by the Kansas All-Stars. Kevin Martin from the outside at 3. Tisby with another board. He's like a man among boys as far as rebounding tonight.
Oh, no question. Antoine Tisby really putting some big numbers up, as a lot of guys are trying to do right now.
Wilson, the pump fake, swatted away by Kevin Martin. Adam Stout pull up on the shot through the hands of Kaz Marzik, that floated it to himself. Jamie Wilson. Oh, what a block by Adam Stout. He would stay with Kansas, but Jamie Wilson had a little Spalding sandwich there.
Jamie Wilson dribbling it off his leg. Gives Adam Stout time to catch up. Good leaping ability by Adam Stout. Nice timing up above. Oh my.
Tisby, 3 a little short. Missouri with the hit ahead to Kevin Martin. Oh, what a reverse by Southeast Zone Kevin Martin.
Good job by Kevin Martin, using the rim to his advantage and the defense against the shot blocker, Antoine Tisby.
Wilson on the inside, blocked from behind again by Stout. Lobbing ahead, intercepted by Jameel German. Finding Tisby underneath, and he scores. Antoine Tisby. Game high, 22 points from Schlegel High School.
Nobody challenging Antoine Tisby right now in the game.
And from the outside, connecting. A shot there by Hickman Mills' Mike Burns. He told me everybody says he looks like Paul Pierce of the Boston Celtics and formerly of the Jayhawks. A little bit facially he does. Now German, and it's swatted by Martin. And we've got a foul. Check in now with Angie Samuelson. She's one of the coaches taking a look at all this talent on the floor. The national champion winning coach from Johnson County Community College, Mike Jeffers.
You bet. Coach, tell me why you're stepping in here tonight to watch this All-Star game.
Well, we've watched these guys play all year long, and we're recruiting a few of them, a couple on the Kansas side, 1 or 2 on the Missouri side. So it's just an opportunity to see these guys play one more time.
Tell us how it was to win the national championship.
Oh, it was a great experience for our team, our program. We knew we had capabilities to get there, and that's all you want is the opportunity to get there. And once you're there, you take your chance every year, and it worked out really well for us this year to be able to win the whole thing.
Terrific. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Jameel German at the foul stripe. His second free throw bounds off. 103-89. Kansas walking away with this one. Kansas winning a nail-biter by 1 last year. Series even at 2 wins apiece. As Wilson takes it inside and scores. Jamie Wilson from Shawnee Mission Northwest. Honor roll student there. Stout trying to stick back. And hit ahead to Antoine Tisby. Hide the women and children as he puts it down with some force. Leading scorer in the ball game, Antoine Tisby. I don't think he's opened some eyes tonight, Doug. There's always been a sense that he's been quite a player. He's just a little bit inconsistent, I think, with his game.
Well, no question. He's come to play tonight. His intensity level is there. His concentration level is there. So needless to say, he's playing a lot harder than he did during the course of the season. He's controlling the paint, dominating the paint.
Missouri scoring from the outside, and a timeout taken by the Kansas All-Stars, in charge here as they lead by a margin of 17 points with just under 3.5 to play here in your ball game from Avila College. Time now for our BrandSmart play of the game. And we take a look at some of the preliminary dunks. You can watch basketball and the NBA playoffs all spring long on a new big screen from BrandSmart. Oh, Kamar Howard flying in for our BrandSmart play of the game. And don't forget Jeff Hawkins Not a very big guy, but has plenty of ups. And electrifying Eric Smith. Fun preliminaries as they alley-oop to Spencer. Lost it on the way up to the basket. Missouri has it back. Komorowski at the baseline floats and scores. Tom Komorowski hopes to walk on possibly at St. Louis University, a second-team All-Stater, playing for Coach Nussbaum and the Hawklets. Spencer, the fall away, no. Tisby, another rebound. The elbow jumper not there, but Jamar Howard able to clean up the garbage with a stick back.
And imagine Jamar Howard working hard for a rebound. Unbelievable on the boards, as well as Antoine Tisby in this game.
Lead for Howard. Back to Tisby. Oh, my. Two-hand jackhammer by Antoine Tisby. Pooh Oliver.
Good defense.
Knocking down a three.
Great defense that time. Nobody within 15 feet of Pooh.
This turned into a rec league game. Everybody's firing threes.
It turned into a rec league game about 16 minutes ago. Jamar
They ain't doing this in the rec league.
No, you can't wreck a rim like this. Antoine tries to take it with him, too.
Nice feed there by Jamar Howard.
An unselfish player, knowing that he's going to get his. It doesn't matter. He just wants to win the game. But when push comes to shove, he's always got high numbers. Rebounding-wise, assists, steals, and points.
Yeah, he averaged 4 assists per game and 4 steals, and those numbers are really impressive, Doug. I mean, the guy puts up 20 and 10, but when you can add numbers like that along with 3 blocks per game, that's an impressive stat line you're putting up there.
Well, in a lot of cases, those numbers are inflated. In his, they're real.
Here's Eric Smith, scooping and scoring. Eric Smith from Lee Summit North. And the finalists in the dunk contest.
Uh-oh, watch this one.
Hawkins trying to
got a
set
big man
something
on
up here on Eric Smith, finding Schulte. Schulte off the mark. E-Money a rebound. Resetting Hawkins the wide open three, and this one pinballs out on him. Approaching 1 minute to play here. Kansas going to go to 3 and 2 in the series as Huppy had to steal momentarily, then lost it at the baseline. Hawkins with the poke away on Oliver. Stay with the Missouri All-Stars.
Pooh sporting some interesting kicks in this game. The all grays he's got going.
Pooh going to go the JUCO route, possibly Three Rivers.
Good JUCO.
There's Lacey, little shake and bake, working on Hawkins. The lob down low. Eric Smith, hammered, fouled, counted, and he'll go to the line to try to complete a three-point play.
Now that pass had to be perfect to get through that maze of arms. Good look by Lacey. It's also a good seal by Eric Smith, too. But great pass there by Lacey over the outstretched arms of Jamar Howard, who obviously has the capability of getting up in the air pretty high.
David Glenn from Shawnee Mission South, tipped up and in by Jamar Howard, but it was within the cylinder. They'll call offensive goaltending and wave it off. Jamar just continues to smile. Pooh Oliver from just inside half court. As we're under a minute to play, and Schulte, they hit ahead, hits the dance team from Schlegel there, trying to set up his teammate Jamar Howard, but got a piece of one of the dance team young ladies there at the baseline. They look to be okay as they're being checked out. David Glenn, Shawnee Mission South, pops it home. 117 now on the board for Kansas. It's Eric Smith. Whoa, little fancy move there. Komorowski cleans it up, and that'll wind things down here. Ball game over. Kansas a sweep tonight in girls and boys action in the Hy-Vee All-Star Classic from Avila College. The boys, a little bit easier time of it as they won by 10, 117 to 107 as they celebrate on the floor. They now lead the series 3-2 in this 5th annual ball game. Back with some final comments after this here on Metro Sports. The high school game of the week here on Metro Sports has been brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee. Your Kansas City Metro Farmers Insurance agents, including Stephen Benson, Mike Scott, and Michael Blau. Contact your local Farmers agent today. Remember, Farmers get you back where you belong. By AMC Theaters. Culligan, Water for Life. UnderTheScope.com, Realize the Dream. And by KC Bobcat in Blue Springs, Grandview, and Olathe. 117-107. Good night for the Kansas All-Stars, both male and female. And it's time now to name our players of the game. They're also brought to you by your Kansas City Metro Farmers Insurance agent. Farmers Insurance can help you get things back where they once were. Contact your local Farmers Insurance agent for coverage that's right for you. Remember, Farmers get you back where you belong. Antoine Tisby, huge game dub as he had a double-double.
And he came to play tonight. He had the intensity level. He had the hard work going on. If he can do that night in and night out, you can see what he can accomplish.
Big smile from Antoine Tisby from Schlegel High School. And on the other side, Chad Fleming from the Liberty Blue Jays program. Pretty consistent night.
Chad Fleming, no question, is a gamer. That's why they finished second in state. Maybe overachieved at Liberty, but Chad Fleming had an excellent year this year, capping it off with a very good All-Star game.
Well, we saw the likes of the inside game for Kansas really be the difference, Doug, with the likes of Jamar Howard and Antoine Tisby as Kansas takes it by 10 tonight.
There's no question. Those two guys led the charge, and then everybody else kind of filled in around those guys. But Antoine Tisby, Jamar Howard making a lot of things happen for everybody tonight. Tisby grabbing some boards and getting off the break. Jamar Howard, Mr. Everything for the Kansas side.
Our statisticians tonight, Ted Bolin and Jim Knops. Stage manager Dave Hall. Our director tonight, Curtis Lorenz. Steve Kurtenbach producing. For Doug Elston and Angie Samuelson, Kevin Weick saying good night from Avila College, where Jamar Howard and the Kansas All-Stars rock and rolled their way over the Missouri All-Stars and the boys Hy-Vee All-Star Classic. Final score 117-107. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Metro Sports.